Jordan Love and the Packers have done it. They have arguably pulled off the biggest upset in Super Wildcard Weekend history, as not only did they go into Jerry's world and blow out the 2-seeded Dallas Cowboys, but they did it as the 7th seed. Yes, they are the first 7th seed to ever win a playoff game, and now you've got the Dallas Cowboys, who are in absolute shambles. This loss may have just altered their franchise for the next decade. Now, of course, I will go more into the game later on in this video, but for right now, I really want to focus on the Cowboys collapse and Jordan Love's rise to stardom, because let me tell you, he may just follow up the legacy of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. But as for the Cowboys, I know their fans say that this is their year every year. However, in the 2023 season, I actually believed it, because they had the highest scoring offense throughout the NFL. Yes, they were ranked number 1 by the time the season ended. Hell, I was so confident in Dak Prescott that I had made a video about him a few weeks ago on this channel, talking about how he has the potential to win the MVP. And honestly, with the numbers he finished with, it was possible, but now that Lamar Jackson is playing at an otherworldly level, he'll probably win it anyway. You see, Dak Prescott put up 36 touchdowns, kept the interceptions under double digits, just like he promised he would, and he threw for 4,500 passing yards with a solid completion percentage of about 69.5. You know, Dak Prescott did his job in the regular season. Of course, we all know the playoffs and how those pan out for him. But during those 18 games that he played, the 17 games that he played in, yes, the Cowboys had such an easy path to the Super Bowl. They had the 2-seed matchup, and then they were most likely going to be playing the Lions or the Buccaneers. And no disrespect, okay, to the Lions or Buccaneers, because they have been really good this season, but the Dallas Cowboys have just looked better. Hell, the Dallas Cowboys ended up beating a team like the Detroit Lions only a few weeks ago. So who's to say they wouldn't have done it again in round 2? And the Buccaneers, yeah, they're kind of a fraudulent playoff team. They're only in the playoffs because the NFC South is an absolute disaster. So honestly, the only team in the Cowboys' way to a Super Bowl were the San Francisco 49ers, possibly the Eagles, right? Yeah, it doesn't look like any of those scenarios matter anymore because they fell to the hands of Jordan Love. It's insane to believe that a team as young as the Packers were able to go into an away game in the playoffs and absolutely demolish the other team. Not only did Jordan Love have a fantastic game, but the defense went off for the Packers. It was an absolute massacre, in all honesty. Now, this loss may just cost Mike McCarthy his job, and that's insane to believe when you look at the work he's been able to accomplish with the Dallas Cowboys. You see, over the past 4 seasons, he's been the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and over the last 3, he's finished each year with a record of 12-5. And during those 3 seasons, he's had 2 wildcard exits and a divisional round exit. And you know what? Playoff success is all that matters in the NFL, really. No one talks about how great a player is, Joe Flacco, say, this season. No one's going to remember how great that run was because he got blown out in the first game of the wild card. Of course, some may talk about it, but let's be real. It's not being written into the history books, unlike the victor of the Super Bowl. Yes, Super Bowl winners are remembered. And Jerry Jones knows this. And he knows that he probably won't ever see another Super Bowl if Mike McCarthy continues to be the head coach of his Dallas Cowboys. So now that this huge upset has occurred, Mike McCarthy might just be out the door. And it also doesn't help Mike McCarthy's case that there are some fantastic coaches available this offseason. You got a guy like Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick. Imagine Bill Belichick as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. How could Jerry Jones pass up on that opportunity, especially when Mike McCarthy has been failing him for nearly half a decade at this point? Now, enough about the Cowboys. Let's talk about the Packers. Now, you could say the Cowboys collapsed, they fell apart, they were in shambles, or you could say that the Packers had a perfect game, that they lived up to not only their expectations, but surpassed anybody's belief in them, because let me tell you, no one had the Packers winning this game. Vegas didn't have them winning this game. Analysts didn't have them winning this game. Fans didn't even have the Packers winning this game. They were just glad to be in the playoffs with Jordan Love. You know, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for the Packers, and yet here they are in the second round of the playoffs. And as a Bears fan, is it a bit annoying that the Packers seem to hit on generational quarterback after generational quarterback? Possibly, okay, it is, but that doesn't mean I can't show love to Jordan Love, alright, who had a pretty good rookie season, I guess we'll call it. It is his first full season as the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, because let's be real, every other season before this, he was the backup for Aaron Rodgers, okay? So this is Jordan Love's first real season, and in his first real season, he put up some really good numbers. I'm talking 4,000 passing yards, something only one Bears quarterback or even non-Bears quarterback have been able to accomplish. And then you've got 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 64% completion rating. His QBR was 62%. And for this being his first year, the team going 9-8 under him playing 17 games. Come on. I mean, he was the reason they won some of their games. If we're being honest, that game against the New Orleans Saints at the beginning of the season, yeah, he single-handedly drove the Packers down the field, led them to a game-winning drive, and that is very hard to do in the NFL, let alone as a rookie, essentially. I really do believe this system of developing a young quarterback under a future Hall of Famer for the first couple of seasons of their career is a great one. Hell, it's got a 100% success rate as of now, so we'll see where Jordan Love goes from here. But I want to talk about his Week 12 game against the Detroit Lions. Now, he didn't have the best performance when he played against the Lions the first time this season. Hell, the team got blown out, and it was pretty disgusting. It was on prime time. As for this one, Jordan Love threw a touchdown to Jaden Reed 3 minutes into the game. 3 minutes into the game, Jaden Reed is in the end zone, and it keeps going after that because with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, Tucker Kraft would get a 9-yard catch from Jordan Love to put the Green Bay Packers up 14-6. And then thanks to a Jonathan Owens 27-yard fumble return, the lead only got up even more. It was an even bigger lead after that. And of course, Jordan Love's last touchdown would come in the third quarter and would essentially secure the victory with a Christian Watson 16-yard pass from Jordan Love. And of course, this win gave Packers fans a ton of hope for their future. Hell, can you guess what they did the very next week? Yeah, they went up against reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and stunned them too. Yup, this win against the Chiefs is really what got me thinking the Packers have a chance at a playoff run. And let's be real, if they don't stun the Kansas City Chiefs in this game, they're not making the playoffs. So that win was huge. And hell, I would say Jordan Love single-handedly won the Packers 3 or 4 games this season, just on his back alone. But let's get to the playoff game versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, like I said, Dallas did not play well this game, and Jordan Love had a fantastic one. 270 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. However, Jordan Love didn't do everything. Sure, he got 3 touchdowns throughout the games, and they were nice and all, but Aaron Jones kicked off this game with 2 rushing touchdowns. Aaron Jones had been dealing with injuries all season. He was a bit inconsistent, but he's here and he's ready for the postseason. And I know I've been talking about the Packers offense a lot, but they weren't the only reason they won this game against the Dallas Cowboys. A major reason this game ended in a blowout is because the defense had Dak Prescott read like a book. Not only did they get 2 pick sixes on him, but they basically held him down until garbage time. And it was garbage time for the entire second half of the game, because by halftime, the Packers had a lead of 27-7. The Packers ended up beating the Dallas Cowboys 48-32 and ultimately sent the Cowboys into a major downward spiral. Where do they even go from here? I don't know. As for the Packers, yeah, their young core is only going to continue to get better, and with everyone, developing and Matt LaFleur looking like a great coach, you might be looking at a Super Bowl in the next 3 to 4 years. Who knows? Maybe I'm gassing up Jordan Love a bit too much, but he deserves all the praise in the world for his performance and for the rest of the team's performance, because they put on a show versus America's team. Alright, like I said, that's about it for this video. Catch y'all later. Much love. Peace.